Why? Now don't get me wrong, I'm an 80s baby slash 90s kid. I'm nostalgic for it. I love this series. I'm a movie buff. And like any self-respecting movie buff, I have a deep appreciation for westerns, as that's how movies pretty much got their start. Also, unlike some of my contemporaries, I'm not really opposed to movies from way back when getting a sequel. Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps, Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, Blade Runner 2049, 2010, The Year We Make Contact, etc., so forth and so on. Heck, there's still a few that I'm not ashamed to admit that I'm still waiting on. Looking at you, Gremlins and Hocus Pocus. But Young Guns 3? Really? It just seems unnecessary, and here's why. 1. Not so young guns. The announcement came with the revelation that star Emilio Estevez, along with the gang, which I can only assume means the rest of the original cast, are returning for this movie. That may have been fine if the third movie was released in the mid-90s or maybe even the early 2000s, but we're in the 2020s now. Estevez is 58, and everyone else in the original movie, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, Charlie Sheen, Dermot Mulroney, and Casey Siemaszko, are being at, or at least around, that age bracket. Now, I'm not saying that these guys are too old to act, and I'm not saying that they can't star together again in westerns. I certainly wouldn't mind seeing something out of Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch, if that is indeed where they are heading with this. But don't let it be a sequel to Young Guns. Let it instead be its own movie that at least pays homage to Young Guns. 2. Young Guns of Thrones. What do I mean by this? Well, you know how in the show Game of Thrones, how they had the notorious tendency to kill off main characters rather indiscriminately? They did that. They killed off like half of them in the first movie and finished off the rest of them in the second movie. They killed everyone. So there's really no point in bringing these characters back unless, of course, the intent is to say they all faked their deaths, are now retired and earning their living selling roadside cupcakes on the Oregon Trail, when they have to answer the call to adventure yet again. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But again, let it be its own movie. 3. I'm out of terrible young gun puns. Look, the point I'm trying to make is this. If you want a western starring the Young Guns alumni, then do that. You don't have to call it Young Guns because that series has concluded. Honestly, it makes as much sense as making a sequel to Tombstone and bringing back Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. Please don't let anyone in the movie industry watch my show. Hey, if you enjoyed this entry, click like and subscribe to view more in the near future. Also, comment below. I would love to hear from you. I'm Mike, and this has been a Penguins Rock production.